Wait a second. Crap! It's a beautiful day in Edmonton. It's about 15 degrees, and I said I was going to seed here, so here we are. If you look closely here, you can see that the garlic that I planted last fall has actually started to emerge. So to me, that's a really good sign that if you plant a few of the hardier seed varieties, they'll come up. So I've got 5 packs of seeds here today. Most of them are mixed greens. I've got some pak choy, an Asian salad green, so that's really hardy. It'll germinate in really low temperatures. I've also got arugula, which is another super hardy, kind of a winter green, but it's kind of a guaranteed crop early in the year. So the important thing here is that you have a reasonably well worked bed to seed into. So when I say that, I mean something that doesn't have like clods of grass, or something that wasn't just tilled like late fall, like if you tilled a weed bed or that had Canada thistle or like dandelions or something like that in it. That's not going to be a good place to put salad greens. But if you do have some place that has relatively fresh soil, something that's been maintained pretty well, weeded pretty well, that's a good place to start. I'm a really lazy gardener. What that means functionally is that I don't like to do a lot of rototilling first thing in the spring. I do have reasons for it. I don't think that it's a real good use of organic matter to be running a mechanized tillage through your backyard garden. I mean, you're trying really hard with composts and green manures and stuff to build that organic matter. You bring a rototiller out and kind of mash it up, and you tend to release a lot of the carbon that you've been collecting. That's kind of key to plant growth in your garden. So to prep this bed, there's not a heck of a lot I want to do, and I got to be careful because I do have the garlic seed here, but just a light kind of rake of the surface, and that'll kind of turn over any of the first little weed seeds that have germinated, and turn them back under so they won't be competing with your annuals. Instead of running lines or anything like that, I'm just going to use my hoe here, and I can see garlic plant there and there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to plant the middle of this row. I'm going to lay a furrow in here just like this. The thing with salad greens is you really don't need a lot of depth in your row. You need like a ½ inch or so to get in there. So I'm just going to kind of scuff it. It's a very small trough there. So with tiny little seedlings like this, you've got a tiny furrow. You can see it's probably ½ inch deep. You can do it by hand, like with your fingertips, or you just put a crease in your packet like that, just a little triangular crease, and then just really gently, you can kind of just tap your finger along there. And what you want with like salad green mix, it's a relatively dense planting. You just want, like 3 to 4 seeds an inch. My seeds are relatively old here, so I'm going to seed a little bit denser. But yeah, you just run them in there. These are all the mustards. And if you look closely, you can just see there's 4 or 5 seeds there. You can always thin a little bit later, but don't go crazy. Don't put like 30 seeds every couple inches. It'll just be a real pain when you go to thin it. But if you have 4 to 5 seeds an inch, then you can kind of thin them out, and then they're going to grow to nice baby greens for you. Once you got your seeds kind of in the little furrow, what you need to do is make sure that you just put the light soil around them, no clods or anything over top of those furrows. Just really gently. I mean, you can do this with a rake if you want. Seeds aren't too picky, but just get the light soil over top. Fill it back in there, and then give it just a light tap, like just a solid hand, nothing too hard. But it kind of seats the seeds in the soil so that when you water, they're going to get putting in direct contact with the moisture and start to swell and eventually germinate. So the last step, of course, I don't have my hose plugged in because it's still too cold, but just give your rows just a nice little drink, and that's it. word of caution. Be careful you don't water too heavily or you'll kind of wash your seeds out of the pit. So just be real gentle with the water you apply. Everything's in place. We put the hoop pack up. It's been up to like 33 degrees the last couple of days. So we should see some really quick germination of the salad greens. And those garlic underneath here, they should really start to take off as well. So we'll check back in a week and should have some pretty good growth.